Everybody, welcome to the sampler. This is July's block, and we're going to start by making some half square triangles, but we're going to build onto the half square triangle. I have a new tool for you guys today. It's a Creative Grids, what is it called? Seam guide. So what's nice about this compared to the other ones that I used to see is it has the little grippy things on the back, so it's not going to slide around on your fabric. So on here, you know how when we make a half square triangle, we mark a diagonal line. Well, this, the way we do this is we line this up in the center of this ruler, and then we mark 2 lines, and then we actually sew right on those lines, so we don't have to sew a 1/4 inch away. So let me mark it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Has a nice little line on here you can see. I'm just going to mark my fabric. Get the other side. Okay, and I want to pin it too. So let me pin it before I show you so nothing moves. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but now there's 2 lines, and I'm going to sew right on the lines. So this thing gave me that 1/4 inch line from the center, okay? So let me do that. Let me put my needle back in the center. Okay, I'm sewing right on that line. So on the other side, this is so much easier because I don't have to measure anything. I just sew right on that marked line. Okay, so I take out these pins. I'm going to cut it right down the center, and you can measure it if you want. Here I am. I'm gonna iron it towards the darker fabric. So it's ironed, and now I'm going to cut off these little bits here. I'm just going to use scissors. Okay, and that little tool we had, we're going to use it again. Okay, so we're kind of doing like 1/4 square triangles, but not quite. So I'm going to save these, and then I'm going to take these 2 squares, and again I'm going to draw the diagonal lines. So let me get that lined up. Here's one of them, and I'm going to do another one. Same thing. Draw that diagonal line from corner to corner. Okay, this one's marked too. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on top of that first half square triangle we made, and I want to make sure this diagonal line is going opposite of this one. So I'm going to put it on just like that, and I'm going to pin it in place. Do that the same for this one. Diagonal line, right sides together, pin it in place. Okay. So I'm going to sew it right on the marked line. Apart, and then I'm going to sew on that other marked line. Out the pins. Okay, and I'm going to cut it right down the middle here. This time I'm just going to wing it. This blade is not good. I'm going to press these, and I'm going to press it towards that plain triangle because it's going to lay much flatter that way. That's what we're making. And we're going to end up with 4 of these things. So I'm going to cut off these little bits at the end because they just add a lot of bulk. Okay, so this is what our block is going to look like, and I'm going to sew it together in rows. I'm going to start with that. And I want to make sure I have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. There we go. Apart, and I can go ahead and press them because I want to press it towards those plain squares, and it's going to lay really nice and flat. So this one goes in the middle. Now I'm going to add the last piece. I'm actually going to line it all up so it's ready to sew. When I line it all up, I like to have it staggered. And I always have it facing into the machine the way I would put it into the machine. So this end that I have this on the table, this end is always the end that's going to get sewn. That way, if I want to stack up a lot of fabric, I can do it. I can just pick up the next one and sew it. Cut these apart, and I'm going to press it towards the plain square. One. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it together in rows, and I'm going to pin it here and here. And make sure those seams get all lined up. And it ironed in opposite directions so the seams nest really well. It's all lined up. And pinned. And I can go ahead and sew it. So when I press this, I'm going to press it towards the side with the two plain squares because it's going to lay flatter than if I go against all these other half square triangles and whatnot. So I always want to iron it the way it's going to be the flattest. I'm going to put this one on, pin it. Again, line up the seam. And line up this one. Okay, let me iron this. Again, I'm going to go to the side with more of the squares, plain squares, so it's nice and flat.